It's dumb. Like, you cannot imagine how stupid this is. Like, I'm not even making this up. What is it? Mm, 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 mm. Screw that. I'll just replay. This is a bunch of bull crap. Again. Oh, maybe I'll. Ugh. What's up, Galal? How are you doing? Terrible. Hmm. It's very irritating? Why? What do you mean? Well, I'll tell you what's irritating is this bullshit I've been dealing with for the past half hour. That's irritating. I've had no problem with naval combat. I actually do think that Resynced is. Wait, can you hear me just fine? I actually think Resynced is actually better than the original. I do. I got my ass handed to me. Well, it depends on what you're fighting. Are you fighting one of the larger ships? Are you fighting a fort? I mean, that can happen if you haven't upgraded your ship high enough. I mean, that certainly happened to me a number of times, so I learned my lesson. Really, really, Chillmoon guy, what are you playing on? What are you playing on? I want to know. Maybe you could help me out with a little situation here. I'm cool. What? Okay, well, I might have to call you. I mean, I don't mean this personally, but I may have to call you a liar because I'm trying to do that exact same thing, and for whatever reason, Microsoft says I cannot play it. I cannot play Halo Campaign Evolve right now. I just uploaded two shorts that you can maybe put this aside, check that as for exactly what I'm going through right now because I cannot play it. I have the fucking game and I cannot play it on PlayStation 5. There's only apparently I swear to God. I mean, like, I don't know if you can. I don't even know if you can. You can. No, yeah, sorry. Don't even have a good angle. I apologize. Maybe I'll turn the camera. Maybe I'll turn the TV so you guys can see it. But like, it's bad. Like, okay, okay. So I'm trying to log in because apparently you have to create a Microsoft account in order to play a campaign-only focused game. Okay, well, I already have one, so I tried to link it. Now, there's two ways to link it. Now, you can either use the top link to go to the website and link it that way, or you have to use a QR code. Both things have failed. The QR code does not work. I have tried it multiple times. I keep getting an error, so we can't do it that way. So we do it the other way, and that all that does is take me to their website, which I'm already logged on in and already connected, and it says we cannot let you play. So I have the game. I've done everything that they need me to do, and I still cannot play Combat Halo Evolve. I cannot play it. I mean, and there's like 12 fucking steps that you have to do in order to play a campaign game that has no multiplayer. I have never I miss the times where you could just press start and start playing the game. I've had this thing installed for over an hour now, and I cannot play it. Please explain that to me. I mean, at this point, if I can't get this working today, I'm just gonna return this game, and just maybe and not even get and just say fuck it. Just fuck it. This is stupid. It is a cruel joke. Here I am, supposed to celebrate playing a Halo game on a PlayStation, only for them to come around and say, nope, we cannot let you play this. We don't know why, but we cannot let you play this. A campaign-only game on a PlayStation. We cannot let you play that. I mean, at this point, I might as well just boot up the Master Chief Collection, which I already have here on my PC, and just replay that. I mean, I'm already replaying some of the games. The only one I haven't come around beating it yet, like, I think I'm like halfway through. It's like Halo 3. I think I've beaten the other ones. I think I even streamed 2 of them. And I've been waiting for this game for like a week. And I finally get it. I've been playing Black Flag in the meantime, but like, I don't know. I am pissed. I was like, like, what is going on? Like, I mean, just from what I had seen and watched, I have an idea of what kind of score I would have given this game, which it would have been like a 7. Like, I've seen the problems. I see some of the things, like, just the novel, just the idea of playing it on a PlayStation sounds interesting. Some of the changes are okay, but some of the voice acting isn't all that great. Some of the changes to the cutscenes, I think, make the story even less interesting. And, like, they're already teasing, like, making Halos 2 and 3, like, campaign evolved or campaign focused. But if they're not making any more discs, we won't have a physical copy. So, like, I'm glad you're having a fun time with it, but, like, Microsoft just does not want me playing this game. So if I cannot get this thing working today, then I'm never gonna. I'm like, that's just it for me. It's like, I can just say, I can't. It's like, it's one thing. It's like, it's one thing. Like, this reminds me of Mind's Eye. It's like, Mind's Eye, I couldn't finish that game because there was actually a bug that stopped me from beating the game. No matter how many times I reset it. I reset the game, I reset the checkpoints, I reset the chapter, I reset the mission, I even made a brand new file and played the entire game up to a point, and I could not beat the game. Now it is simply a process of, we simply cannot let you play a campaign-only game that has no multiplayer and has no, like... This is dumb. Okay, well, I'm glad you liked it, Chill Moon Guy, but I'm never gonna watch that. What a cruel... I swear, this is a cruel joke. What a cruel joke this is. What a cruel joke this is. I feel like I want to break this damn thing. But, who knows? Maybe I'll just go back to playing Black Flag or something. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Because we're doing 2 hours today, so we still have an hour and 50 minutes. No, I don't hate it. I just don't like I just don't like Spider-Boy in general. I don't really care about the film. I was never gonna see it. I'm not watching any film that Spider-Boy is in ever, for personal reasons. So no, I don't really care. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. The day we have a live-action Spider-Man movie that does not have Spider-Boy in it, I will be a very, very happy person. But heck, if you have seen it and you had fun with it, that's fine. But Spider-Boy is not for me. And I've had to deal with this motherfucker for 10 years. God, I feel old. Ugh. Hey, what's up, Jackie? How you doing? Ugh. Well, that just made my day even worse. First, Halo. Microsoft doesn't let me play Halo, and now you're telling me I gotta deal with Spider Boy for another 10 fucking years? Great. Ugh. Man. Okay. Well, that's. Well, I'm glad your day's going well, Jackie boy. I'm glad. Mine isn't. Oof. Nope. Apparently not. Very bad day. Hmm. Well, I'll. Well, Well, I'm glad you're having a fun time, Chill Moon Guy, but I guess that's a level I'll never get to experience. I'm like 50-50 if I should just return this now. I'm like, it's not as good as the original, and I already have the original. And I'm like, maybe this is for only people that never got to play the original. Maybe this isn't for me. I mean, it's on PlayStation and that's fine, but maybe I'm not supposed to experience it because I already experienced something better. I don't know. So, so to break the silence, what do you guys want to talk about? Start, I don't know, throwing questions at me. Let's talk. I hate awkward silences. What's the worst thing Shinra did? Probably create Sephiroth, I'd say. Given how he almost single-handedly destroyed the planet, so I guess create Sephiroth. Did I ever watch Ghost in the Shell from the 90s? No, I can't say I did. I'm not really a Ghost in the Shell kind of person, so I don't really know anything about it, to be fair. I do have zero energy. Just this whole Halo situation just drained me. Like I was really excited for this, and now I realize I'm never gonna get to play this now. Yeah, maybe when more people show up, things will change. What's the fastest film I've ever walked out of my life? Oh, that's easy. Uh, it was Salt, starring Angelina Jolie. Um, I walked out like what happened was I was dating a girl at the time, and she I think this was like maybe our third or fourth film that we had seen, and I can't remember if she had like her nephew with her, and I she wanted to go see it. I didn't really want to go see it. I paid for like maybe two or three tickets to see it anyway, and like maybe I it was a movie I was not interested in, and I just left like 5 minutes in, and I just hung out in the casino for like like an hour and a half till the movie was done. So it was a simple case of like I was kind of dumb enough to pay for something that I knew I didn't want, but I just did to make her happy. So that didn't end well. But yeah, that's about it. Have I ever watched K-pop Demon Slayers? Nope, Jackie boy, that is not for me. Cannot say I have, and cannot say I ever will. That's just not for me. What was my first rated R film I ever saw in theaters? Ooh. I want to double check. No, that would not have been it then. First rated R movie I ever saw in theaters. I'll be honest, I actually don't know. I thought I knew what it was, but I just checked it up, and that movie was PG-13. And I'm trying to think like movies, like when we saw movies, we my parents were typically they would typically leave us at like a daycare center. We would always go to movies at station casinos here in town, and every time they would see maybe a rated R film, they would drop us off at like this child's like daycare center that was connected to the casino. It was called Kids Quest, and that's how they got around taking us to see R-rated movies. I saw a lot of R-rated movies like on VHS or on TV as a kid, but I'd have to look, but I really can't remember specifically what the first rated R movie. I'm not sure it would have been in the 90s. It might have been in the 2000s, maybe early 2000s. Like I know Blade 2. I know that's R, but I'd have to look to see if I saw any, because I know I saw that in theaters with my whole family. But yeah, I don't want to say Blade 2, but like that's the earliest one that I can recall. But I'm sure there might have been one or two other definitively rated R movies I saw before 2002. So I mean that's the best answer I can give you right now. What Pokemon game have I played the most? Oh, it's easy. I mean it's a toss up. It's a toss up between like the Soul Silver and Heart Gold games, but it's the Johto region. It without question. Those are the ones I always go back to. So I've played OG Gold and Silver. I've played Crystal, and then I've purchased Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I've replayed them multiple times. I have them, on Game Boy. I have them on DS. I have them on emulator. So yeah, it would definitely be the Johto Pokemon games without question. Why does Klepka dress like a clown? Is it just because he's nuts? That's just his style, man. If you have the powers of a god, are you really gonna care how you dress? I mean, if he wants to look goofy, who cares? I mean, the man just got godlike power and he kills millions and billions of people. I mean, who cares? What's my favorite race in the Covenant? Mine is the Elite. I don't have a favorite race in the Covenant. I don't have them. Hey, what's up, Draven? Welcome. You know what I hate? When someone brings their toddler to an R-rated movie. That is a good question. It's like, why would you bring them? Like maybe Draven, maybe you don't want to hate when they bring their toddler. Perhaps you might hate when their toddler starts crying because they get woken up from like the loud noise. So it's like, because I've had a number. I have had some movie experiences where someone did bring a toddler and somehow that toddler was quiet the whole film. I mean, I'm guessing maybe that toddler had like very soft and very light like earphones so that they didn't hear anything, and somehow they were sleeping and weren't disturbed. I have seen it a number of times, but yeah, that's a good question. Why on earth? Like, to be fair, why would you bring your toddler to a movie in general? Like, even a G-rated movie, I wouldn't bring a kid. I mean, when you have like a toddler of that size, you need to keep constant awareness of where they are and what they're doing. So I'm not even going to be able to really pay attention to the movie. So yeah, I totally get that. Blade trilogy was neat. I liked their take on Dracula. Well, no, I mean I think Blade. I think you need Blade. I think you need Dracula. I think you need Blade Trinity, which I don't think is very good. I do think it's by far the worst of the Blade films. I mean, are there a couple of good things about it? Sure, but I don't think that's a good movie. It makes the same mistake as like a lot of films at like a lot of superhero trilogies at that time made. Like if you look at Blade, it's like the first movie was great, the second one was even better, the third one was the weakest one. You go to X-Men. X-Men 1 was great. X-Men 2 was even better. X-Men 3, it wasn't a bad movie, but it kind of fell apart. Same thing with Spider-Man. First Spider-Man was really good. Second one was even better. Third one, not a bad movie, but it was definitely the weakest of the three. A lot of films, their third one is always the weakest. And even the Dark Knight, even Nolan's Batman trilogy is guilty of that, where Batman Begins is really, really good. Dark Knight is even better, but Dark Knight Rises, despite being great film, easily the best film that I saw that year, it is in my opinion the weakest of those three films. So yeah, a lot of films fall into that pattern. Very rarely does that not happen. I think the only time that didn't happen was maybe Thor, but to be fair, I've never actually liked Thor, so like I didn't care much for the first Thor. The second Thor was awful, but like the third one was really, really good. And then I go to Captain America, where Captain America 1 was like really good. Winter Soldier was really, really good. And then I didn't really care much for Civil War. And then Iron Man is like, okay, well, first one was the best. Second one, I didn't really care much about. Third one was even worse. So it's a weird pattern. Favorite movie based off a true story? I guess I'd have to say Saving Private Ryan or Black Hawk Down. I mean, those are based off of true events, and I'm big on war movies. Have I seen Alan Waker? Have I seen Sinners? No, Aaron. I apologize, Aaron Whittaker. No, I'm never gonna watch Sinners. Don't need to watch it ever. Myers, Voorhees, Krueger. Who's my favorite slasher? Well, Jackie boy, Myers and Voorhees are kind of the same. At least Krueger has some personality, and he's got some pretty funny kills. So I would just say by default, probably Krueger. Chill Moon Guy, what is the thing you hate the most that they did in X-Men: The Last Stand? That I hated? Oh, there's a lot of things they did wrong in that movie. I'd say killing Scott off in the first 5 minutes was stupid. I mean, I understand why it happened because James Marsden had gone over to start filming Superman Returns, so he didn't have a lot of time. But even still, but to be fair, they really mistreated Cyclops in all those films. I mean, Cyclops is supposed to be the leader of the X-Men. Like, I hated how they put all the focus on Wolverine. I'm sorry, Wolverine's a cool character, but like, if you really were to rank him, Wolverine is a B character. He's not an A character, and at no point has he ever been like the leader of the X-Men. It has always been either Cyclops. If Cyclops isn't there, it's Storm. Never Wolverine. I always hated how there was such a focus on Wolverine. I know Hugh Jackman is amazing. I know he kills it as Wolverine. But we have to get away from that. Like, that's really the reason why Days of Futures Past is my favorite X-Men film, because it's the only one where Wolverine is not the focus. He's actually more of not even a real character. He's a plot device. And he's used effectively. But he's not the focus of that film. And it's because of that, in my opinion, that's like the greatest X-Men film and the greatest superhero team movie of all time. Like, even the Avenger films aren't on that film's level, in my opinion. It's a kind of show that, how messed up rated R systems is. If you are under 17, you need an ID, but any parent can bring their toddler. I know. I know, but I don't know if that's how it is now. Like I've never. I mean, maybe it's because I'm older, but like I've never heard of anyone needing to bring ID to see a film. I don't know if they still check. I don't know. Jackie boy, I've been watching some old Marvel cartoons. Oh, okay, maybe some Fox Kids errors. That's usually some of the best. Yeah, I watched the whole video and why Scott deserves more respect. Yeah. I do enjoy how X-Men '97 hasn't been Wolverine focused. Yes, I know. It's very good. I've even admitted it. I actually do think that X-Men '97 is better than the '90s show, even going into season two. What they've done in season two is incredible. So I mean, that's rare. Something modern is actually better than what we got back then. That's an anomaly. I really hope it continues. Aaron, what is my favorite element? Fire, water, earth, wind, or lightning? Well, lightning isn't an element, so that doesn't count. But the four real elements: fire, water, earth, and wind. Fire's beautiful but destructive. Water is calm but drowning. Earth is solid but can be unstable. Wind can be beautiful, can be gentle, but it can also blow you away with a powerful gust. That's a tough question because each one of them has a beauty factor and then a danger factor. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably have to go with Earth, just because I'm a Virgo and Virgos that's an Earth element. They're Earth focused, so I would say just by default I'd probably have to go with Earth. Chill Moon Guy, which Emma Frost was better in my opinion, the one in Origins or the one in First Class? She was in Origins? My God, I haven't seen that movie. I only saw that movie once, and it was so bad I just could not go back to it. Really? She was in that movie? I did not know that. I did not know that. I guess I'll go with First Class by default, just because I didn't know or remember that she's even in Origins. So, Jackie, well, your next question: who is my favorite vampire? Probably Blade, I guess. I mean, he seems pretty cool. And for you, it's Air. Okay, that's cool. Well, that was actually a good amount of questions to kind of get my mind going and off the negative crap that's been happening. Keep them coming. This is heck. By the end of the stream, I might be in a happy place. Dude, there is a. Okay, I'm getting plenty of comments on all these videos. Dude, there is co-op. Ironically, when people can't do the same when PlayStation games on Steam, it's still owned by Microsoft. If a God of War game to Xbox will have the same thing. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. It's crazy how my shorts get like way more attention than like, but that's always been a thing. Hmm. Flashback. PlayStation won't let me play PlayStation games on Steam without the PSN account. Everything is a full cycle now. Oh, you're living a fucked up day. What is my favorite version of Ghost? Wait, which version of Ghost Rider is my favorite? I don't have a favorite version. I'm not a fan of Ghost Rider. So I can't say. Favorite Star Wars vehicle? Oh, that's the Outlander. Easy. Outlander. Dash Rendar's ship. That would be my dream vehicle. Have I ever been to Mexico? No, Aaron, and I never want to step foot in Mexico, ever. That is definitely one of the countries that is on my stay out at all costs. Like there are certain countries in this world I don't want to ever go there. I am not interested. Don't need to visit. Mexico's on that list. My brother's been to Mexico a couple times, but I never want to, ever. That is not a place for me. There is nothing that Mexico can offer me. Would you rather watch? Oh, yeah. Keep the questions coming. Okay, Jonathan. Would you rather watch the Sony Universe Spider-Man take place in the same world as? Oh no! Oh no! Oh God, no! Oh, that sounds like a. Oh my God! Oh no! Anything with Spider Boy in it is awful. Oh no! That would be a terrible idea. Would you want a sports car? Um, no. To be fair, I don't know if my dream car counts as a sports car, but like if you have a sports car, you want to go fast, but like I don't need to go fast. Like I'm not someone that's like attracted to, like expensive exotic cars like that. Like so I'm not interested in cars like, Lamborghini or the Corvettes. Like I'm not interested in those type of cars. I'm really not. Like I'm not a car guy. So I don't see like an expensive car and be like, "Oh man, I want to drive that." Like that's not me. So no, I personally would not want a sports car. I would just like a car that's safe to drive and fuel efficient. That's far more valuable to me than a sports car. I assume North Korea is on that list too. Well, obviously, is would you ever want to go there? Didn't Michael Jackson basically have to beg the cartels? No, that's not what happened. No, no, Jackie Boy. You're getting that story all wrong. He did not have to beg. Well, I know what you're talking about. It was for they don't really care about us. What happened was that the location manager wanted to film in a certain location that was dangerous. Um, and what they did was they went to the local drug lord, a gang lord, and they were a fan of Michael Jackson. And they said, yeah, if he comes here to film his music video, we'll make sure it's the safest place. And that's exactly what happened. So while he was there, he was safe. But he didn't. He didn't. And I think the only thing that he asked this drug lord. I mean, I'm just going from my knowledge. Is they just asked just to meet Michael Jackson once, and Michael Jackson did that easily. Didn't have anything bad to say. And while they were filming that, nothing bad happened. The whole crew was safe. And even to this day, it's like a travel destination for a lot of Michael Jackson fans. I think they even have a statue of him on the actual filming site for that music video. Like that is how big that was. Like even years later, like people still go there and it still looks that way. So no, Michael Jackson didn't have to directly ask. That was his location manager who handled all that. Isn't the Sony Universe Spider-Man supposed to be a new actor separated from Andrew? Well, that's what I thought, but apparently no. That's what I thought. Jackie Boy, yeah, if a car works well enough, that's all that matters. Exactly. Hey, what's up, James0506? Welcome. Okay, I didn't remember the story too well. Yeah, it's good. Do you think Victoria is a great name for a female Greek protagonist? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of names you could pick. But I think I'd say that's a decent name you could choose. Why are you working on a particular story? Favorite superhero villain? Vehicle? I guess the Batmobile. I mean, how the hell can you go wrong with that? it's the Batmobile. Can't Wonder Woman fly? Yeah, she can. I mean, I guess in some yeah, she can fly. Which is why I don't know why she has an invisible plane. Like, why do you need an invisible plane? You can fly. Jonathan, have I ever watched the 2017 animated Spider-Man TV series? It's better than anything. No, unfortunately, no. The only animated Spider-Man show I've ever actually watched is the 90s version. That's my Spider-Man. Aaron, Would want to wait, what? Would want to have the ability to fly or breathe underwater. Um, I guess fly, but then I'd have to worry about hitting other people, hitting other flying vehicles like helicopters or planes, and underneath the water. No. Why? I don't want to run into sharks. I don't want to run and they could eat me. So no. I was asking because the plane seemed kind of redundant. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Makes sense. I don't know why they would give her that. I mean, my guess is like she didn't always have the ability to fly early on, but like once she could fly on her own, like she doesn't need it anymore. It feels like WWE and DC Studios have no faith on the Lantern since at SDCC they barely showed much detail on it, and they can't even show the characters in their damn green outfits. Well, didn't they show Hal Jordan in his suit? It doesn't look very good. But again, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna watch that show. It doesn't look very good. To be fair, it's like, wait a second. Why are you having problems? Like, you're a Green Lantern. You have the most powerful weapon in the universe. Why are you having problem with guys shooting machine guns at you? Like, that should be so far beneath you, man. Like, that's some Batman level stuff. Batman doesn't, like, Green Lantern deals with, like, intergalactical threats. Like, Earth beings are nothing to him. It's like Batman deals with more grounded enemies. And does he have a few supervillains? Yeah, but they're not, like, planet threatening. Like, he doesn't deal with the kind of threats that, like, Superman deals with. I'm going ahead to sleep. It's early. Okay, Jackie Will, thanks for stopping by and hope you get enough rest. Thanks for stopping by. Aaron, would you like to live in the future with flying cars or the past with knights and princesses? Definitely flying cars. As a black man, I would not do when there were knights and princesses? No. That's like asking would I like to live in the United States in the 1930s. Like, no. I'm not stupid. Green Lantern 2011 was so bad they mentioned it. Yes, Jonathan, I know. I saw the film. Yeah, don't watch it. I've heard apparently they kill off Hal Jordan in the first episode, and it's very grounded. Why the hell is the show about lanterns grounded and not cosmic? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They just, for whatever reason, just cannot get this right. I don't know why. It's just frustrating. You Who's your favorite female superhero? I'll probably go with Jean Grey. She's pretty cool. They're mainly on the X-Men, to be fair. There's like, people like Jean Grey or Storm. I prefer Man of Steel over Superman with the Superman actor. Okay, here's what I say, Jonathan. I think I've said this many times. I think if we're talking movie for movie, I do think Man of Steel, just as a film, is a better movie than Superman. But I had a lot more fun with Superman, and I would feel more comfortable taking my kid to go see the new Superman than see Man of Steel. I would never take my child to go see Man of Steel. And I think the problem with Man of Steel, or Henry Cavill's, was that his Superman was just not warm. Like, he felt like a god. And therefore, you kind of felt like he could always, like, he felt very, like, almost Injustice Superman. Like, he wasn't like a warm, friendly Superman, to be fair. You just felt like he's like on that edge of just totally going off and just killing people, which he did kill people. He killed a lot of people. A lot of people. David Cornsweet's Superman is much more like how I would imagine a friendlier Superman to be. someone that genuinely cares and does everything can to save as much life as possible. And that way, for me, like they both like like David Cornswet doesn't feel like a godly Superman. Henry Cavill does, but because of that, he's like, I would be put it like this: if I was in a room with both of them, I would be I would be very uncomfortable standing in a room with Henry Cavill Superman. I would give David Cornswet Superman a hug in a heartbeat. Not that Henry Cavill was a bad Superman. He was a good Superman. He was a great Superman. But I'm just like, I would be very uncomfortable because you just know that just the slightest movement and this guy will bring down a building and kill thousands of people, which he did do that. So, like that's just how I feel about the whole situation. God of War La Fate is coming out in February. Yes, Chill Moon guy, I already know that. You have a child. How old? No, Jonathan. I don't have any kids. My brother does, but I don't. I don't think I ever will at this point in life, perhaps. Do you like learning about mythology and folklore? Oh yeah, I'm big into Greek mythology. Yeah, I'm big on that. Man, it's a little quiet, but it picked up a little bit. We're already 40 minutes into the stream. Would I rather live in 1930s America or live on the moon? So pretty much you're asking would I rather die or so you're asking me would I rather be lynched or suffocate? Uh I guess suffocate because there's no atmosphere on Mars, so I would be dead in a matter of less than a minute. So you pretty much asked me a suicide question? Do you believe that there's a multiverse and an infinite amount of versions of yourself throughout it? I like to believe that concept. I mean, I'm not sure if it's practical, but would I like to believe that there's an alternate version of myself that's different? Absolutely. I would love to have a conversation with a different version of myself. I mean, the way that life can go and change and head in multiple different unpredictable patterns, I mean, you'd have to think that there's a version of you out there that perhaps made a choice or didn't make a choice. And then to actually see how their life played out, I think that would be very, very interesting. How would you feel if the PlayStation 6 came out and Sony regrets killing discs for the poor sales and they change their minds and bring them back? I think at this point it's not going to happen, but even if they did, I probably won't get a PlayStation 6. Like, just out of principle. I mean, again, I can't use it. I physically cannot use it. I mean, even if we go back, I mean, when the PlayStation 4 first came out, I was still playing my PlayStation 3 a lot because the PlayStation 4, the only flaw that the PlayStation 4 had was it wasn't backwards compatible. And that's the only PlayStation console that isn't backwards compatible with anything. So I'm happy with my 5. I'm happy I got it when I did, but when I really think about it, I probably could have waited a year or two before I actually got it. I mean, I'm glad I got it now because if I didn't have one by now, there's no way I'd be able to buy one now at its current prices. And we already know the PlayStation 6 is going to be $1,000+ console, guaranteed. And I am never going to pay four figures for a video game console that I can't use. So, yeah, even if they announce that they are going to add a disc drive, like, it's already too late. What is my favorite cereal? Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite cereal, I'd have to probably go with either Pops or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. One of those two. Imagine you met a version of yourself where you became the President of the United States. Wow. Okay. Well, just that's cool. um, I mean, I don't really have a high opinion on president. I can't imagine what choices or what could have happened to that version of me that would make them want to be president. But like, good luck, buddy. Uh, I got no interest in politics. That's not me. If that's you, that's cool. But that's definitely not me. PS5 felt like it was just more of, yeah, I've said that, Jonathan. I've 100% felt that like the PlayStation 5 does not feel like a definitively better system than the 4. It feels like just a slightly souped up PlayStation 4 Pro. And the only thing that it has that's any good is the haptic feedback controller. Like literally, you make something like this for the 4, it's perfectly fine. The controller is amazing. It's without question the best PlayStation controller they've ever had, no doubt. But that's the only thing that they really added. Have you bought any movies for the PSP? Unfortunately, no. Um, no, I don't. I don't actually own any movies on the little disc. I still have some of my games. What is my animal spirit? I have no idea, Aaron. I don't know what that is. Now, if you're asking me what is like my Patronus, like from Harry Potter, because I still have my Pottermore account, and like when you make one and you pick your house, you pick your wand, and you add all these questions. You can find out what your Patronus is. I know what that is, but I can't really say what my spirit animal is. To be fair, how do I think? Wait, what? How? Okay, wait. Okay, how you've worked this question is always confusing. Okay, so I have to say this slowly. How do you think of the very first Yu-Gi-Oh spinoff after the original Yu-Gi-Oh ended, which is Yu-Gi-Oh GX? Okay, I think you're asking what are my thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and I gotta be honest, I didn't really care about GX. I didn't watch it. I don't not watch GX. Not for me. It's, I mean, it didn't bring anything. It really didn't bring anything that was anything special. I watched a little bit of 5Ds, and that was about it. But that was more out of curiosity. But I can't say I'm a GX fan. I would not play any of those cards. Gentleman Guy, did I ever buy any PlayStation 1 games on PSP? Yes, I did. I know I bought games like Final Fantasy VII. I know I bought that for PSP. Digitally, of course. And Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Those are the two games I know 100% I bought on the store for PSP. They're probably still on there. I just got to find the means to charge it. I think I still have the PSP charger. I think I know where it is. Do you think freedom of speech... Wait, do I believe in freedom of speech or hate speech is the same thing? No, I think freedom of speech. I mean, if you're an American, you have the right to say whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody. I mean, that's what I believe. I don't have to agree with what you're saying, but like, just don't hurt anyone physically, and you can say whatever you want. The original Yu-Gi-Oh is the best because people actually dies playing cards. Hmm? What? Okay. What? Okay, I don't know. Maybe you're talking about the undubbed version, maybe the original person version. People died because, but I'm trying to like, who died? Who died in OG Yu-Gi-Oh? No one died. Grandpa didn't die. Pegasus didn't die. He just got his eye ripped out, so he was messed up. Bandit Keith fell down a chute. He didn't die. Uh, I don't think anyone died. It's like Arcana almost got his legs cut off, but he didn't die. Uh, I mean, I know that they use the concept of the Shadow Realm to get rid of people and kill them. I mean, I guess maybe a couple of serfs got their souls sucked out in the first season, but that's so light. What's that, Mayboom? How you doing? The American version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Censored it from the Japanese version. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like, I know what they censored, but I was like, who actually died? I mean, a few random people that were dueling Pegasus. That's the only character I can think of that died. Other than that, that's yeah, I can't think of any. He doesn't. Okay, that's not. Would you rather be an exterminator or a delivery man? Oh, definitely delivery man. Who is my favorite Greek? Wait, who is my favorite Greek culture? I don't understand that. Bakura kills. Okay, Bakura doesn't kill Bones in the gang. He just teleports them to the Shadow Realm. That's different. Just because, yeah, he doesn't actually kill them. There's a difference. Pegasus in the manga does die as Bakura ripped his Millennium Eye out and make him bleed to death. Yu-Gi-Oh! Subs are darker. I guess if you're looking at it in that sense, then yeah, I suppose some characters do die. But again, I never actually read the original manga or saw the original, like, undubbed version of Yu-Gi-Oh! I know there's stuff like that happen, but I can only go off of what I experienced. And if there's two different versions, you can't really say that one is definitive and one isn't. Because a good example is if you take Yu-Gi-Oh! The conclusion of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like one key difference. If you watch the show, Kaiba is there to witness the final duel between Atem and Yugi. But if you read the manga, he isn't. And then if you go see the movie Dark Side of Dimension, he mentions that he didn't actually see that duel. So clearly, the film is following the manga, despite the fact it's supposed to be a sequel to the show. But it's not following the show's ending. Like, because Kaiba never saw that duel. If he had seen Yugi duel and beat the Pharaoh, he might have had a different opinion on him. So that's why, depending on where you're getting your lore, you'll get a different conclusion. Currently playing Final Fantasy 16. Alright, well, maybe boom, have fun with that. I actually really enjoyed that game. Which country you like the most? Wait, what? Which country you like the most? China, Japan, or Korea? Well, definitely Japan. That's a country I want to visit. Korea, not so much, and neither is China. I don't want to visit China, but definitely Japan. My friend's actually planning a trip there next month. I think he's going to be there for like 3 weeks, which I thought was crazy. But hopefully he has a good time there. Did I like the original Digimon series where it felt disturbing most of the time? I like Digimon. I stopped after a certain point. Like, I saw the first generation of Digimon. I really liked it. I liked the second generation. The third generation is my favorite. And then the Tamers. I think the last Digimon season I watched was the fourth one, where the Digidestins actually become the Digimon. But that was the last one that I saw. But I know Digimon was always a little bit weird. Do I have a favorite Hell in the Cell match? Oof. Wow. Favorite Hell in the Cell match. If I had to... I'm not going to say Mankind versus Undertaker. I know a lot of people say that, but like the match itself was... It's really only remembered for 2 spots. So I'm not going to go with that one. Triple H versus McFoley versus Mankind at Royal Rumble was a really good one. CM, honestly, if I had to just go off the top of my head, I'm going to go with a recent one. I think CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Not McIntyre. I think that Hell in a Cell was insane. Like, that was a fantastic Hell in a Cell match. I hate how they made it red. I really hate that. It should go back to being, like, the color steel. But that was a fantastic Hell in a Cell match. Spider-Man Brand New Day. If so, Tomboy Smooth. I'm never gonna watch that movie, so I can't put it on a ranking. I hate Spider-Boy. I cannot stress to you how much I hate Spider-Boy with a passion. Like if I could name like the top 5 people I hate in all of like cinema history, he would be like maybe number 3. What is my favorite Final Fantasy game? What? Seriously? Are you new? Where have you been the last 10 years? It's obviously Final Fantasy X. I mean, obviously. Have I heard of Heavenly Sword? Yeah, it was a PlayStation 3 game. It was a PlayStation 3 exclusive game. And the main character had like this sword that was like killing her. And it was kind of like a semi God of War knockoff, and she had like real like long red hair. But yeah, I know I've played that game. It was great. It was a solid game. It's a shame it never became a series. Jonathan, I think Kingdom Hearts 4 is trying to copy Digimon Tamers now since they want to focus on realism. I don't give a damn what Kingdom Hearts 4 is doing. Kingdom Hearts died 14 years ago. For me, it ended with Kingdom Hearts 2. That, for me, is the end of Kingdom Hearts. Like, there's no Kingdom Hearts past that point. Because after that point, no one knows what the hell is going on. Finally, Kingdom Hearts has no plot anymore. Like, they're making this stuff up as they're going along. It has no plot. What would my roster for a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale sequel? I can't really go over a roster because we'll never get one. And I don't know how many characters to add, because you could add a lot of people, but then you'd have to add a lot of multi-platform characters that aren't PlayStation focused, and that would be a little bit tough to do. Like, realistically, you could add Master Chief in there because there's like a partnership there. But do you really want to put Master Chief in a supposed Sony-focused fighting game? That's kind of like a ripoff of Super Smash Brothers? I don't know. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar was the recent match. It was not a good... Okay, here's the thing. I'll openly say this right now. I did not... Like, the match was fine. Okay, I think that match was okay. But that was a terrible Hell in the Cell match. It was a because they didn't use the cage. Like, honestly, in my opinion, like, outside of Seth Rollins having Hell in a Cell with The Fiend and him winning by disqualification or something, like, the whole point of Hell in a Cell is it's no disqualification. So how the hell does he lose by disqualification? But without question, the worst Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen was the one between Cena and Randy. Like, they did not leave the ring once. Literally, if you removed the cage, the match wouldn't change. They had a standard match that Randy ended up winning, and not once did they take advantage of the cave. They didn't hit each other with the cave. They didn't try climbing on the cage. They didn't try using any weapons. It was a standard match, and they did not leave the ring once. What was the point of using Hell in a Cell? If you are going to make a Hell in a Cell match, use the fucking cage. Do something with it. And they didn't do that. But, like, yeah, and the same thing kind of went with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Like, it was an okay match, but it was a terrible Hell in a Cell match. Easily. I mean, I'm glad Oba won. Like, he's probably going to take on Roman on WrestleMania. I would probably even figure giving him the title sooner, but, like, you're not taking the title off of Roman anytime soon until at least WrestleMania. And I don't see a reason why he would go after Punk. So, I mean, and I'm trying to figure out who's going to win Royal Rumble, because he still hasn't used his clause for winning King of the Ring. That's got to come up at some point. And it looks like they're, like, gearing him up to take on Braun Breaker, which would be a very good matchup to build up both of them, which I think Oba will eventually come out on top, because they need to have him doing something until WrestleMania season starts off. So, yeah. They need to kill Spider-Boy. I agree. 100%. Mayboom, I sound like an idiot for asking this, but do you know why there's speculation on no more disc? It's probably money. They want to make as much money as possible. Trust me, the average cost of a new game will probably be like $80, $90. And they'll never decrease it. And they're just trying to get as much money out of you as possible. And they want to remove the physical media market and have a monopoly control over it, which is illegal, but like whatever. It's all about money. It's not about efficiency. It's not about customer service. It's not about ownership. It is simply about getting as much money out of people and turning gaming into not just a fun activity that you can enjoy, but turning it into a luxury. They are going to outprice themselves out of the market. Like, no family is going to want to spend $1,000 for a console that they don't own. It's crazy. Are you disappointed that Cloud Strife almost made it as a guest character in Soul Calibur? Wait, am I disappointed? I didn't know that was a thing, so I'm not disappointed at all, really. You gotta head out. It's been fun. Okay, thanks, James, for stopping by. Am I interested in Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse? Hell no. I hate the Xenoverse games. Aaron Woodtaker, what are my thoughts on Intergalactic, the Heretic Project? Aaron, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it, so I can't comment on it. If y'all hate the current Spider-Man, who are the other four most hated cinema characters? Oh, okay. You really want to know? Okay, here's who I hate. Okay, number one, who else do I hate? Damn. Man, there's so many people. I'm trying to narrow it down. It's like flipping all around. Maybe ask me in 10 minutes. I'll think on that one. Maybe I do hate Spider Boy the most. Maybe I do hate him the most. Because I'm trying to think, like, definitively hate. Like, I don't just hate him as a character. I like hate him as a person. I honestly prefer Final Fantasy in modern settings. Okay, maybe I kind of disagree with you on that because, I mean, I liked 16, but like it didn't feel like an RPG. It felt like a Devil May Cry game, which is not a bad thing, but it's just like I wish we kind of went back to turn-based systems like we did in the older games. Okay, Aaron, who do I prefer, Panam or Judy? Okay, that's a very good question, Aaron, but I need you to be very, very specific in what do you mean prefer. Like, it's different because I made like multiple playthroughs and I kind of view them like differently. Like, if you're telling me like who do I prefer like to hang out with, like I could hang out with both of them. But if you're talking about like a romance option, well, Judy's gay, so I could only romance her as female V, and if I was male V, I would kind of like treat Judy, like put it like this. In the okay, here's a better way to answer that question. In the last bit of the game, who would I have called before the final mission? And in that situation, I would probably pick Panam because as much as I love Judy, Judy has a lot of issues that she needs to deal with, and I probably wouldn't bring her in that situation. The thing I would definitely put over Panam is that Panam is without question a ride or die chick in a way that Judy isn't. I'm not saying Judy isn't willing to fight for those, but like Panam not only puts her own life at risk to help V, she puts her entire clan's life on the line to help V, and that holds a lot of weight in a way that just Judy just cannot match. So in that sense, I probably would definitely give the advantage to Panam, because I mean, when you're a nomad in that clan, like it means something to be a part of that clan. It means so much. Do you hope one day that they get a new Spider-Man actor? Absolutely. The day that they announce a new actor for Spider-Man, I don't even care if it's Miles Morales, and I'm not even a fan of Miles Morales. If they want to do a live-action Miles Morales, that's fine. Just get me away from Tom Holland. Just yes, I will throw a goddamn party. Okay, if Spider-Man 2 game never had Tom Holland's face, would I play it? I would, but I don't think it would. I don't think it would be very good either because the story is awful. That's why that it wasn't the face thing that pissed me off the most. It was the story. I hated the story. I could not finish it because I saw what they were doing, and it was like total bullshit. Like they were definitely like pushing Peter aside and wanted to make it Miles's game. And Miles is so much more powerful than Peter. Like Peter could never like Miles is so OP in those games. It's not even funny. Like he's uncomfortably overpowered. Like Peter Parker would get his ass kicked in seconds if he tried to take on Miles Morales. And I just hate playing as OP characters. It's not fun to play. Like when your character is that more powerful, it's like, and you have him take on Peter's villains, and he's doing a better job. It's like I saw what they were doing, and I wanted nothing to do with it. Which is why when Spider-Man 3 comes out, I have no interest in even taking a look at that game. Mayboom, what I don't like about MCU Spider-Man is that he's more of like a child Iron Man. Yeah, I agree. Jonathan, would you watch Thor 5 since it's wait, what? Would you watch Thor 5 since it's going back? Wait. They're doing another Thor movie? Since when? I mean, Jonathan, I got to be honest. I didn't I don't follow Marvel because I don't watch Marvel films anymore. I haven't. Though like I mean, I don't know how much you've been keeping track of me, but like I legitimately have stopped watching Marvel films a long time ago. Like the last Marvel film I've ever seen in theaters was Infinity War. I did not go see Endgame. I didn't need to see Endgame, and I've not watched one since. I think the only thing that fits that category maybe is maybe Deadpool and Wolverine, but like I wouldn't say that's an MCU film. There's elements about it that connect to the MCU film, but I don't think it counts as an MCU film. But yeah, I've not watched any MCU film. I'm not gonna go see Doomsday or Secret Wars or whatever the hell they're doing. I'm not gonna. I'm staying away from those films. I don't need to watch another Marvel film. Would the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man franchise have continued if they? Wait, what? Would it have continued if they? No, I don't think that was ever a problem. I think it was just a director thing. But why would you think you seem like Spider-Man 3 was bad? Like it wasn't bad, and it made over $1 billion. That was like the most successful Spider-Man film ever. I think there was like some just creative differences as for why we never got a fourth Tobey Maguire movie. I think that's the case. It's time for the MCU films to stop and to create a different universe. Well, they should have did that after Endgame, but they can't help themselves. They just can't come up with any new ideas. Okay, so I'm just checking some of the comments on my two recent short rant videos that I just posted about me not being able to play Halo on PlayStation, how Microsoft is not letting me play. Apparently, this is not the only time. Apparently, it's happening to a lot of people. Like, apparently, it keeps freezing mid games, and yeah, apparently, I'm not the only one that got scammed. Sam Raimi said he wanted to do up to 6 Spider-Man films with Tobey. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I don't know why we never got a fourth one because I mean, Spider-Man 3 wasn't bad, made a lot of money. So like, I just don't. I just think it got a little blood. Like he said he didn't want to do Venom, but like the studio forced him to make Venom. And to be fair, his Venom was kind of crap. I did not take it seriously. Did I see the trailer for Clayface? No, Commander Shepard. No, I didn't. Do I have a review for Lego Batman? I'm gonna be honest. I gave up on that game. I actually quit. I just quit playing that game. I just couldn't finish it. I just lost interest in that game. Like I mean, if I and then I mean I could still do a review, but it would I don't think I would like I would say it's fine. It's an okay game, but it's just Lego Arkham. But I think the problem I have with it is that its story, it has no and it I think my biggest complaint about it was that it it had no unique plot of its own. Like the problem, like it was taking plot points and scenes from other versions of Batman and then just slapping them one after another, and it would jump like I kept wondering like when is this going to do something that is exclusive to just Lego Batman, and it wouldn't do that. It was just, well, we're gonna visit the Dark Knight. Now we're gonna go visit Matt Reeves' Batman. Now we're gonna visit Val Kilmer's Batman. Now we're gonna visit George Clooney's Batman. Then we're gonna go back to Nolan's Batman. Then we're gonna go back to Adam West's Batman. It literally just took scenes or lines or moves or moments and just slapped them back to back. And I kept waiting for them to do something that I didn't recognize. And I know that as a Batman fan, I should love that because I'm a big Batman fan, but like it got kind of annoying after 7 hours of me waiting for them to do something that was strictly just Lego Batman, and I never got it. And after that point, I just like, I don't need to finish this game. But I think kids will like it. Like, did you like the idea of Venom movies portraying Venom as an anti-hero? Well, yeah, I didn't mind. I mean, if you read the comic books, there's several versions of Venom that is an anti-hero, so the fact that they want to go down that direction, I didn't have a problem with that. I really liked the first Venom film. Second one, not so much, and then the third one was just a bit of a mess. But, you know, I really like the first one. I still do. Would you still watch Amazing Spider-Man 3 over Spider-Man 4 if it happens? Probably not, because Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a mess. I think Sandman was originally going to be the main villain for Spider-Man 3, and I'm not. I think I know. From what I can recall, either it was him or Vulture. Either Vulture was supposed to be, or if they did a fourth one, that was going to be who the villain is. But to be fair, how do you go from Venom to Vulture? That's a big downgrade. Do I still think Morbius is still a better film than Craven? Well, okay. Morbius is like comedically bad. like that's how I feel that way. It's like both Morbius and Craven are both really, really shitty films. They're both awful. But at least I can like have fun in making fun of how bad Morbius is, as opposed to something like Craven, where they're actually trying to be serious. Like they know what they're doing in Morbius. They know how bad this is, and they kind of embrace it. So it's the self-acknowledgement of how bad your movie is that I respect. But the fact that they actually are trying to be serious with Craven made it even worse for me. So that's why I feel that way. Like now, if you were to compare them both to like Madam Web, they just didn't know what the fuck they were doing. they just literally had no idea what they were doing, and that makes it even worse. Like if you're gonna make a movie, get some sort of emotional reaction from me. Like either like piss me off or something, but don't bore me. Like, don't make me be like, oh my god, I wasted 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Like at least have some kind of an emotional response. But like, I got nothing out of Madam Web. Now I didn't go pay to see Madam Web, but I saw that and I'm like, what? What was that? At one point, they did consider putting Vulture in Spider-Man 3. They had Ben Kingsley stay. Yeah, I'd heard that too. I'd heard that too, Tomboy. Do I think Sam Raimi's Lizard would have been better than the Amazing Spider-Man Lizard if he had not been canceled? We don't know what his Lizard would have been, so it's hard to make it a comparison. But I would have been interested in seeing his take on Lizard. But again, we never saw it, so it's hard to compare it. Aaron, would I want to visit Wakanda? No, absolutely not. Why the fuck would I want to go there? Why? Because it's got a bunch of black people? That's what the whole continent of Africa is for. And I don't ever want to visit any continent in Africa. The whole fucking continent is a place I don't want to visit. We got robbed of Dr. Connors playing Lizard in Toby. Yeah, we did. But, oh well. Sam Raimi's Lizard did appear in the movie tie-in game for Spider-Man 3. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but it's typically a game version is going to be different than the live action version, so I didn't think I'd get an adult version of Squid. I haven't heard that one before. Do I really sound like Squidward? Really? I haven't heard that one. I never would have considered that. Really? Interesting. What is the absolute worst comic book that I've ever seen? Okay, are you saying what is the absolute worst comic book movie I've ever seen? Ugh. Let's see. Catwoman was pretty bad. Superman Quest for. Oh. Oh, I know exactly. Ooh. I know exactly what it is. Ooh. Ooh, this is tough. I think Fantastic is god awful. Like, whoever. Oh my god, that was so bad. That's the type of movie that, like, if you were a main actor, like, I hope Michael B. Jordan fired his agent after that film. Like, that's how bad this was. It's like how, like, I hope, like, I think they did all good job of recovering from that film, but Jesus Christ, did they drop the ball on that one. That film was literally only made so that Fox keep the rights to the film. And so because of that, it had, like, nothing to it. Nothing. Oh, yeah, that's easily the worst. I never saw that coming. But then again, so's X-Men Wolverine Origins. That was also equally terrible. Why were you not interested in Spider-Man No Way Home with Tobey Maguire? Look, I don't want to see a movie where they're just going to shit on my Spider-Man. I'm not watching this fucking film. I've said that for years. That was the only reason that's there. And the fact that, from what we've heard, apparently Tobey Maguire's entire, like, Spider-Verse gets destroyed at the beginning of Doomsday. Like, wow. Like, really? Really? We're just gonna just shit off of anything that Kevin Feige was not involved in. Like, really? Just the amount of disrespect is absolutely disgusting. I was never gonna see that shit. Absolutely not. I'm not interested in Miles Morales, not because of his skin color, but because he's absolutely. I don't think. Like, I mean, to be fair, I think he's okay in the Spider-Verse films. I think he's fine. He's harmless there. But yeah, I can't say I'm a big fan of his. So Tom, boy, you understand my feelings on Fantastic. Ooh, 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 you understand. Ooh, ooh, that was ooh. Like, I'm trying to think, like, oh my god, like there have been some bad ones, but ooh, did they not even? They didn't even understand the old principle. Jonathan, I wish James Cameron's Spider-Man was made so Spider-Man can have explicit encounter with MJ. Okay. All right. They want to harvest your data and sell it. Okay, so the situation to try to play Halo Campaign Evolve on PlayStation has not improved whatsoever. So let's just run through what exactly is going on. So you have to press start in order to log in. Why would I need to log in when there's no multiplayer and I just want to play the goddamn campaign? Now, there's only two ways to play this game. You have to create an account. So you can either type in this stupid QR code or you actually have to go to the stupid website link. So let's go to the website link. So here we go. Now, as you can see in the corner, I'm already logged in. Okay, and look at this. Apparently, there are 12 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 steps to play a campaign game. I have never experienced such a thing in my life. What phase of the MCU films was in what? What phase of the MCU films was the best in my opinion? Probably phase 1. I mean, I guess. I mean, Iron Man 1 is really good. I like 2008's Incredible Hulk. Iron Man 2 was a little bit of a misfire, I'll admit. Captain America I thought was fine. What else? And Thor, it wasn't a bad movie. It was okay. And I guess when I think back, I have gone back and seen. I hated the first Avengers film, but then when I actually went back and watched with someone who really liked it, and they kind of explained things to me, I was like, okay, it's not the greatest movie ever, but I understand why this movie had the impact that it did, and I respected it for that. So I would probably say phase 1, in my opinion. And we still have 38 more minutes. We are really, I mean, I really thought more people would show up, but we gotta work with what we got. If I'm keeping it a buck, wait a second, what? If I'm keeping it a buck, one scene of Peter and MJ getting busy probably would have been better than the entire. Why would I want to see that in a chill? Okay, here's the problem, Top Boy. You can't do that because kids are gonna go see your film, so you can't do that. Unless you're planning to make an R-rated Spider-Man film, you can't put stuff like that in a Spider-Man film. You just can't. I'm sorry. Just out of principle. No studio will let any director add anything like that in a Spider-Man film. That's never gonna happen. And again, I don't need to see that. I don't need to see it in my comic books. I don't need to see it in my comic book movies. You have to remember, man, kids are gonna go see this thing. So, I mean, that's what. To be fair, here's a good example. Why do you think so many parents were pissed off about Watchmen? Now, to be fair, it was probably the parents' fault because they didn't pay attention to see what it was rated. But you have to remember, back in 2000, I want to say 8 when that came out, a lot of parents saw Watchmen. They thought it was going to be just another really interesting, cool-looking, visually comic book movie. They took their kids in, and they walked out pissed because it had sex and violence and murder and all this stuff. It's like, what? This is not for kids. It's like, well, of course it's not. It's rated R. Did you not pay attention at the rating? But yeah, you could not put that in a Spider-Man film. It does not belong. It's strange. People think 2008 Spider-Man animated series was better than the 90s. It wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, I saw snips of it. I don't really watch it, but no, 90s is peak. Easy. When did the Terminator film series start to go downward spiral? Depends on who you ask. A lot of people would say that it started with Terminator 3. I would disagree. I think Terminator 3 isn't anything too amazing, but I think it has probably the best ending in the sense that it ends in a loop. And for time travel, that's personally how I would have ended things. Because it's a loop in the sense that you have Terminator 1, which makes sure John Connor survives, or Sarah survives, to give birth to John. Terminator 2 has John Connor surviving. And then you have Terminator 3. Judgment Day still happens. But John Connor, the whole point was making sure John Connor and his wife survived so that they could fight the war, because you have to remember, the whole reason the Terminators were sending Terminators back in time was because they were about to lose. So by making sure John Connor survives Judgment Day, you guarantee that humanity will eventually win, the Terminators will lose, and John Connor will send Kyle Reese and the second Terminator back in time. So so you don't create a paradox or another alternate timeline, which I think that's what the kind of alternate ending to Terminator 2 did, where it was like Judgment Day never happened and John grew up and he had kids and Sarah was old for granddaughter. That created just a different timeline. But then you create a paradox, because if Judgment Day doesn't happen, you don't send the Terminators back. It's a mess. I just like when my time travel movies go in a circle. That's how I would write time travel movies over a series. You could say Terminator Salvation, which in my opinion has the dumbest moment ever. In the entire there's moment that pissed me off the most, and then there's a moment that takes Skynet and doesn't make them a threat ever. They lose all credibility as a threat, and it happened in Salvation. Genesis I actually liked. I liked what they did. But Dark Fate, oh my god. Oh, I hate that movie the most. I mean, you pretty much make watching Terminator 2 pointless. And apparently James Cameron signed off on this. And so it's kind of weird that he's endorsing a movie to do to his Terminator film what happened to his Alien film. The reason a lot of people hated Alien 3 was it ruined the entire ending of Aliens, because at the very beginning, Hicks and Newt die. And so it was what's the point of the second film? And they do the same thing with Terminator 2. At the beginning of Dark Fate, John Connor is immediately killed. And I was like, so what was the whole point? Wow. I sound like an idiot for this, but you think Spider-Man would ever kill? He has killed. He's in the comics, Peter Parker has absolutely killed people. It's 100%. It's not a dude. There's not a if you think of any of the top well-known superheroes, they've all killed. There is a version of them that has killed. There are versions of Batman that flat out murder people. Ben Affleck's version of Batman kills people. Michael Keaton's version of Batman kills people. There are variations of Superman that kill people. There are versions of Wonder Woman in the comics that kill people. Yes, there are versions of Peter Parker Spider-Man that openly kill people. So that's not a weird thing. Do you think they should return to the future timelines of Salvation and make more movies? No, absolutely not. Just don't ever make another Terminator movie. Just don't do it. It's a bad idea. Do you think Riot failed to be as popular as Carnage? Yeah, he absolutely did not get as popular as Carnage. Absolutely. He just never got the following or just could build him up enough. So, yeah, I agree. Sorry, I'm just checking the email real quick. All right, well, we still got 30 more minutes. You guys got any more questions or anything you want to throw at me? It got quiet all of a sudden. Do you think Pokemon Advance animated series was not as good as the first Pokemon show? Well, I can't really comment because I stopped after the Johto rig, so I don't, I, I, I don't know. I can't comment because I don't know what that was about. To be fair, I don't think. What is the plan for the Patriots to win the Super Bowl this year? They're not. Oh no, they're not. And I was afraid. Like I'm not upset that they lost the Super Bowl. I'm just more upset that it was clear that Vrabel did not have them prepared. And if anything, the biggest weakness that I had seen throughout the playoffs was that Patriots team did not take on a fully intact offensive team. You go to the Chargers game, littered with injuries, and the defense took advantage of that. You go to the Texans game, CJ Stroud, awful, made total mistakes, and pretty much took advantage of it. You go to the Broncos game, Bo Nix is out. They're dealing with a backup in terrible weather condition. And they, again, had to fall back on their defense. Throughout the playoffs, they had never had to take on a perfectly intact offense. And that's exactly what the Seahawks did. Now, now to their credit, their defense kept them in the game for a long amount of time. But throughout the playoffs, the Patriots were not able to complete full field drives. They were always relying on their defense to make some kind of play that put them on the opposing side of the field. Therefore, they didn't have to travel as far. And that's literally how they scored the majority of their points. But if they were forced to have to go up the field against a fully ready to go defense, they simply had no answer. And they were completely weak on the left on their offensive line. That blocker was getting run down so bad. He was getting knocked into our quarterback like 6 times. It was shocking. And then to go into halftime and only be down by 9 points, and then to come out in the third quarter and to have no answer. I have never seen a team that made absolutely no adjustments. It was shocking. I would have been okay with them losing if it had been a respectable game, but that was a terrible game to watch. I'm sorry, I got personal. But no, they're not winning the Super Bowl this year. No. Ooh, not with this schedule. Oh my God. I'll be shocked if they. I can't even see them winning the division. I think the Bills are going to bounce back, and then I think they got to take on 11 playoff teams. They're not beating all these teams, and I don't think they really got too much better defensively. I think their defense is going to be okay, but I can see them at most. They might be able to sneak in as a low seed. But they're not winning the division. That's not happening. That is not happening this year. This schedule is a nightmare. This is easily, I think it's the 4th toughest schedule. And I see their opponents, I'm like, oh my God. That is a nightmare. Jonathan, Pokemon Advance was based off of OG. Okay, then yeah, I can't, yeah. Yeah, I stopped, yeah. Personally, I stopped really paying attention to Pokemon after the Johto region. That's really where I stopped. I mean, I've played those later games, but I can't name the regions. I mean, I can name some of them, but I don't know in the right order. So yeah, I can't really say that. Defense can. Yeah, it's true. That is so. You know what? You know what? You could. To be fair, Tomboy, Top Boy, you could actually say that for like Tom Brady's like first 5 years. Like I want to say this first 5 years. You could easily say that that was so true. Like if you look at those first three Super Bowls, like it is clear the defense is the strength there. I mean the offense is okay, but like it really didn't start kicking off till I'd say 2007. But like those first three Super Bowls, the defense was definitely doing the heavy lifting. Not saying Tom Brady wasn't and the offense was bad because it wasn't, but it was not a top. It was not a top five offense. You had top five defenses each year, and they did most of the work. But yeah, I agree. Why did you stop applying? Wait, what? Why did you stop? Okay, I think you're trying to ask why did I stop playing Sonic after Sonic 2 and didn't want to play Sonic Adventures on Dreamcast? Because I didn't own a Dreamcast. Uh, so I couldn't have played it. I had a PlayStation, and the I think the last Sonic game that I've ever played was Sonic 2008 on PlayStation, which I think we can all agree was a pile of shit and not good at all. So yeah, that's why I kind of. But to be fair, I was always more of a Mario person than a Sonic person. So you'd have to ask my brother and see how long he stayed with Sonic. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, like I don't know much about Sonic past Sonic 2. Like I mean that's probably a good reason why I didn't enjoy the third Sonic film as much as a lot of people other did. I literally did not know. I knew nothing about Shadow. Like my knowledge for Sonic, it ends with Knuckles, and that's where it stops. Which is why what I enjoy Sonic 2 the most. Like I know the history between Sonic and Knuckles, and I know his background. But when it came to Shadow, nothing. I knew zero about Shadow. I did not know Shadow had a super form. I didn't know he had a connection with Dr. Robotnik's grandfather. So I just could not connect with that film. I mean, I thought it was okay, but it's like, which is why I'm not gonna go see Sonic 4 because it's like we're at the point where the lore is it's in a department that I know nothing about, and if I don't know anything about the lore going in, I just don't want to feel like I want to go see it again. So, was worse. Sonic 2006 was worse. Oh boy. Hey, what's up, Winter Ghost? How you doing? Which Call of Duty game is worse, Vanguard, MG3 Reboot, or Black Ops 7? Ooh. You know what? I wanted to make a short. I wanted to say which trilogy was better. Did you think Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 was better? Or World at War Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2? I would say which was the stronger trilogy. That sounds like a good idea for a video. But what's the worst between those three? Oh my god. Damn, that is tough. I'm gonna take Vanguard out. I didn't hate it as much. I actually finished that game. Modern Warfare 3 reboot, I gave up. I think that's like the last Call of Duty game I've ever played, and I quit. I think I quit that game halfway through because I just could not finish it. I just was not having fun playing that game. And Black Ops 7, I didn't even attempt to play. So, I'll say by default between those three, I'll just go with Modern Warfare 3 Reboot. Just because that's the last one I played, and I just could not finish it. You're good. How's my day? Well, it's a little bit better now because of the chat, but it was going pretty awful earlier today. It's pretty bad. And I might have to make a very important choice when it comes to whether or not I try to get this damn game working or if I just return. Like, I literally just got this copy today after waiting a week for it to come in the mail. And I cannot get it to work because Microsoft does not want me to play it. So I'm like, do we keep trying to get this game to work or do we just send back and wait for Marvel's Tokay to come in? Because that's in the mail. And that's a fighting game. So, yeah. Would you watch Sonic 4 if it focused on Metal? Okay, okay, no, I'm just saying, Jonathan. I'm simply saying that if it focused on Metal Sonic, maybe. But I just think that Sonic 4 is a film I just should not watch. Like, not even for Jim Carrey. And like, Jim Carrey is my guy. I'll watch anything he's in, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant. But like, I'm excited for like a sequel to The Grinch. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know who's coming back or who's directing, but like the idea of making a sequel to like one of my favorite Christmas movies and one of my favorite Jim Carrey films is like has me very, very intrigued. But like for a Sonic 4 movie, if I had such a mixed reaction to 3, I'm thinking it's probably best I stay away from and just don't see 4. Who is a better comedic actor, Jim Carrey or Mike Myers? Jim Carrey. It's not even close. It's not even close. That's not top boy. That's not even a debate. Mike Myers is not even in Jim Carrey's atmosphere. Not even close. Who do I think carried WWE the most? In what era are we talking about? You can't just say who carried it. Like, you gotta give me a period of time. Like, between, like, the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, the PG Era, the Renaissance Era, the post-COVID era. You gotta pick an era. It's very, very different depending on which era that you're talking about. After you heard PS6 is not making discs, you have stopped buying PS5 discs and moved on to Xbox? No, I'm still gonna buy my PlayStation 5 discs for games that I want to play, but I'm simply saying I'm just not gonna get a PlayStation 6. Now there's rumors that the next Xbox will have an optional disc drive that is separate, which is kind of the same thing they did with the PlayStation 5 Pro. And if they do that, and it's a cheaper device than what the 6 is going to be, then I will get an Xbox just to play the multi-platform games. Because I know I won't be able to play the exclusive Sony games. I know that, and I'm willing to give that up. But we got to wait and find out exactly what the next Xbox is going to provide. Again, it has to have an optional disk drive that even if I have to pay extra to add it, I'll do it. And if it's cheaper than the PlayStation 6, which guaranteed it's going to be $1,000 plus console, then I will get an Xbox, and I'll have that be my main console. But we don't know yet. Attitude Era. Okay, it's probably okay. It's not even up for debate. If we're talking Attitude Era, it was Stone Cold. Stone Cold. No debate. You could argue and say that Stone Cold's probably the biggest star that ever came out of the WWE. You could say he was bigger. He's bigger than John Cena. He was bigger than Roman Reigns. He is bigger than Hulk Hogan. You could legitimately say that the biggest star that ever came out of the WWE is Stone Cold. Especially in the Attitude Era, yeah. Rock was a good number 2, but number 1 definitively was Stone Cold. What about who carried the Ruthless Aggression Era? Okay, if we're talking Ruthless Aggression, that's Cena. No doubt, Cena. Cena, Ruthless Aggression, and PG Era. No debate. No debate. He was carrying 2 eras. How do I think Final Fantasy? Oh my god. No, it's awful. I don't care about what they're doing with this bullshit remake. I don't want them to touch Dirge of Cerberus. I don't want them to touch it. They'll just ruin it. They've already caused too much damage to 7. It's not even 7 anymore. I don't know what it is, but it's not Final Fantasy 7. It's just awful. It is fucking trash. And people are gonna buy it. You are gonna buy it. I'm not. It's just trash. You guys got any more questions? We got 15 minutes left. Let up the antenna a little bit faster as diehard fans. Who are the top 10 GOAT wrestlers of all time? Okay, you want me to pick who my top 10? Okay, that's a pretty solidified list. All right, here we go. I'm going all time. My favorite, Randy Orton. I'm throwing Cena in there. Gotta put an Undertaker. I'll put Seth Rollins in there. I'll put Edge. I'll put Eddie Guerrero. I can't. No, I'm not. Can't. I can't put Jeff. Can't put Matt. Can't put Sheamus. I'll squeeze Shawn Michaels in there. Can't do Triple H. Can't do Big Show. Batista. I would say Brock Lesnar, but like, I'm a little mixed on him. I'm not adding Cody. I'm not adding Roman. I'll add Becky. I'll add Becky Lynch in there, and Trish. Trish Stratus is my goat for female wrestlers of all time. So yeah, that's my 10 goats. That's who I will pick. People are just obsessed of Seth Rollins because he's the best villain. What? Oh no, who's saying that? Seth Rollins? Oh my god, no. No, Sephiroth is not the greatest villain in gaming. He's not even the greatest villain in Final Fantasy. You could say he's most recognizable, but like, Kefka is a... Oh my god, Kefka is a better villain than Sephiroth in every department. Because unlike Sephiroth, Kefka actually wins. He's the only villain, and think about what I'm saying about this. In the entire 30-year history of Final Fantasy, Kefka is the only villain to actually win. You don't stop him from destroying the world. He succeeds in actually destroying the world. You have to battle him after he's already killed everybody. And so you're just fighting to save what's left of an already destroyed world. But he wins. Every other villain, you manage to stop them before they do real damage. And the fact that only one villain has pulled that off says a lot. What are my thoughts on SummerSlam this year? It was okay. Wasn't anything amazing, but it was okay. You know, there's some good matches and some forgettable matches, and there's some good moments, and there's some moments I didn't really care much for. You know, it was okay. The Dark Knight Joker might have gotten inspiration from Kefka. No, I wouldn't say that. No. No, if anything, Kefka was inspired by the Joker. But even Kefka, Kefka is the equivalent if Carnage and the Joker had a child given the powers of a god. Like, that's how I would perfectly describe Kefka. Like, he's Carnage and Joker in one body, made a god. All right, you got any last minute questions? Get them out. We got 11 minutes left. How do I feel about the new Gundam game? I didn't know they were making another Gundam game. So I can't say anything. Quite solid. My top 10: Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Bret Hart, AJ Styles, Stone Cold, Trish Stratus, Randy Orton, Edge, and The Rock. That's a very strong list. That's a very strong list. What is a movie or a game that you like but no one else talks about? Oh, wow. There's a bunch of those. A game that I think. I'll give you a game and a movie. A game that no one talks about that I think is really, really good is Singularity. That was a time travel game that had a concept in it that it had a device that you could either age something or you could reverse it. And that was very, very good in terms of map design. And it had a very interesting story that I don't want to spoil. That's a game that I would love to replay that and stream that. That does not get enough attention. But a movie that I don't think okay, here, the way I say this is no one talks about it, and I'm glad they don't talk about it because I don't want Disney to touch it. And that is Atlantis: The Lost Empire. That is without question my favorite animated Disney film of all time. It's not even up for debate. The only thing I would put above Atlantis is the Toy Story trilogy, and that's like to me all one movie. And yes, there's only 3 Toy Story films, only 3. And I don't want them to acknowledge Atlantis because I'm afraid they're gonna remake it and ruin it. Like this is from that movie. That is how much I love that movie. No one talks about it. Nobody remembers it. That is a film for me. I have so much love for that movie. So those are that's my movie and game. Is Star Wars: The Clone Wars my favorite Toonami show on on the channel? What? Clone Wars? No. On Toonami? Absolutely not. My favorite Toonami show was Dragon Ball Z. What are we talking about, man? What is my take on Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Not a fan. Not for me. Didn't watch Buffy, so I can't say anything. It just wasn't for me. Disney ruined the prequel era by making a toddler TV show that took place during the time they called the Young Jellies Adventures. We just pretend that doesn't exist. Dang, I think the last time I saw Atlantis was back in 2011 and 2010. Well, no one remembers it, and I'm glad. No, apparently, like that, I cannot express. I do not have enough time in 7 minutes to go over why that movie is so important to me. But I'm glad no one remembers it. Nobody talks about it. Hopefully Disney has totally forgotten about it, and that way they won't be tempted to try to make a live action remake of it. Because I keep seeing all of these fan castings, and every single one of them has them casting Spider-Boy to play Milo Thatch, and I'm like, oh no. That motherfucker has already ruined Spider-Man for me. You are not ruining my favorite Disney movie. I'm going to kill somebody. Ugh. I hope that's not getting me in trouble. I did not mean to say that. Oh man, I hope I don't get in trouble for that. Ooh. I feel like I am. Who is the better Star Wars faction, the Jedi or the Sith Lord? Okay, again, Top Boy, you have to give a specific era. You can't just say who is better, Jedi or Sith, because there are different eras. There's different variations of both groups. Like, the one Sith is very, very different from, like, the Rule of Two Sith. The Rule of Two Sith is very much different from Darth Krayt's reanimated Sith. Like, there's different variations of both the Jedi and the Sith, so you can't really say which one is better without being specific. Who is more evil, Harley Quinn or M. Bison? Oh, absolutely M. Bison. What are you kidding? Harley Quinn's not evil. She's more like an anti-hero nowadays. I mean, have there been evil versions of Harley Quinn? But yeah, most versions of her have her like as like either an anti-hero or, if anything, a hero. So there's not many versions of Harley Quinn out there that have her as a definitive villain. What WWE wrestlers do you think are overhyped? I think LA Knight was. I think LA Knight is a little overhyped. I don't think they're not going anywhere with him. I think LA Knight's a little overhyped. Like I think they're just feeding LA Knight to Roman just to buy time until WrestleMania season, but they're not taking him seriously. Which Street Fighter 2 villain do I think is most evil? Balrog, Vega, M. Bison over Akuma. Well, Akuma isn't evil, so that's disqualified. M. Bison? Like, Balrog is just a ruthless boxer, and Vega is just... he's disturbed. But, like, M. Bison is actually evil. Fair enough. Jedi, High Council, or Rule of Tool Sith? Well... I guess High Council, maybe? Because that was... I mean, if we're talking like the Golden Republic Jedi, then that was kind of the Jedi at their strongest. So I'd probably go with the Jedi at that point. Who is my favorite WWE wrestler? I'm going to have to go with Randy Orton. With Cena being a good number 2. 10 years ago, it would have been reversed. But like now, I would definitely say Randy Orton's my favorite wrestler. Easy. And we got about 3 more minutes left, so if you've got your questions, get them out now, because we've been on here for 2 hours. I had my 21st birthday. Well, happy birthday, man. Hope you did something special. Should Randy Orton win championship number 15? I really thought he was. I really felt the time was right for him to win number 15 at WrestleMania. I really did. But do I think he should? Yes. But he's probably going to feud with Cody for a little bit just to keep Cody away from the belt. And then Punk's going to go through a couple of random opponents until they find out what to do with him. Have I watched Dragon Ball? Yes, I've seen Dragon Ball. It's probably my least favorite Dragon Ball series, but, like, I have seen it. Like, I would watch GT or Daima or Super over Dragon Ball. I just find Dragon Ball, in my opinion, a little boring. In my opinion. What do I think is better, Deadpool or Wolverine? Well, I'm a bigger Wolverine person, so I'll go with that. Favorite version of the Red Ranger? Oh, easy. That's Wes from Time Force. He's my favorite Red Ranger of all time, and I've actually met him. I have a picture of him, and I actually have a Red Ranger Time Force figure that he signed when I met him. Yeah, easy. He's easy my favorite Red Ranger. No debate. Easy. Do you think One Piece failed in the West during this time on Toonami? I didn't watch One Piece, so I can't say. Do I like Zombie Apocalypse? I didn't watch that movie, so I can't apply. I can't really comment on that because I didn't watch it. No, I mean zombie apocalypse style games or films. Oh, yeah, I guess they're okay. Have I ever played Command and Conquer games? No, I have not. Yeah, no, I haven't. I've played some Total War games, but not Command and Conquer. Do I like Lego Star Wars? Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's not the best thing, but it's okay. And that will about do it for my 2-hour stream. Not as many people showed up as I thought there would be. Maybe I should have gotten the message out a little bit sooner, then more people would have shown up, but it was still okay. And I would say you guys definitely lifted up my spirits a little bit. I'm still gonna give this another go. It's been 2 hours. Hopefully the problem is fixed, but I tell you, if this problem does not get fixed by the end of the day, I will be shipping this back and not have played this. So I'm giving you guys a warning right now. If I don't do a review of this, you know why. And there's a short that I hope some of you have seen of me explaining what's going on with this game. So I'm going to give it a try, see if we get it working, and then hopefully, if it doesn't work, then I'll just go back to Assassin's Creed until the next Marvel fighting game comes out, and then we'll do a video on that. So, again, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will catch you guys next time.